everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to take you through the Carolina Herrera Good Girl range of perfumes and attempt to explain the difference between them all, and also give you my personal ranking from favourite to least favourite. If you are new here, then hello and welcome. I'm all about perfumes. I have hundreds, over 1,000 videos like this, not just going through ranges, new releases, perfume notes, perfumers, you name it. I've been here for like 10 years doing videos like this. So do check out my other content. And if you're a regular viewer, do make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me. And I'll leave the links down below in the description box to where you can get all the perfumes I talk about in this video, where they're available around the world. And you can use my code in the UK on Look Fantastic for 21% off. The code is LFTF Soki. So I have to say, this is probably one of the hardest ranking perfume range videos I've had to do. I've taken so many notes in my little notebook because I do think this is one of the most confusing ranges to the consumer, the average normal customer. One of the reasons I wanted to start a perfume channel all those years ago was that I think that the perfume world, and particularly ranges, can be very confusing when a perfume has the same name and then they have all these different versions of flankers, and this is definitely one of the most confusing. Essentially for me, so there are 8 different perfumes at the moment in the Carolina Herrera Good Girl range, and for me they can be grouped into like 3 buckets. You've got the original scent, and then 2 versions of the original, so Good Girl and then Good Girl Légère and Good Girl Supreme. Then you have Very Good Girl, which consists of, in that bucket you've got Very Good Girl, Elixir, Very Good Girl Glam, and then a third bucket which is Very Good Girl Blush and Blush Elixir. And those 3 buckets smell very different, and even within some of the buckets they're very different. So just because you've tried the original doesn't mean you won't like one of these others, and vice versa. So you kind of really do have to try these and know what you're buying. And just to add extra confusion, this brand always seems to be releasing limited edition bottles with glitter on. There was like a pink glitter, silver, gold, so many different versions, and those are just containing the original scent. It's just a different bottle, but it looks like it's a new fragrance. And I do tell a lie, there is a 9th one that was gold, but that was only released in the Middle East, so I'm not including that anymore because I think that's been discontinued. And then just to add confusion, they've now released a limited edition gold bottle that contains the original fragrance. I think they've had more limited edition like different colored bottles than they have fragrances. Very confusing range. So my personal favorite is Carolina Herrera Good Girl Supreme, but first I'm going to explain my second favorite, which is Original Good Girl. So original Carolina Herrera Good Girl is a quite sexy, I would say quite evening fragrance, a little bit like Black Opium, loads of white florals, jasmine, orange blossom, tuberose, strong, and then sweet like vanilla in the base with like a warm chocolatey tonka bean, cozy, definitely got like a sweetness from vanilla and almonds, and then loads of white florals. So it's strong, it lasts, it's sexy. I definitely think it's quite similar to Black Opium. Came out about the same time as well, and it is a good fragrance. It lasts, it projects. Obviously they come in these very unique bottles. This is a 30 ml where the lid comes off like that and it's a spike, but the larger sizes, the spray is actually in the top of the shoe. So the original is definitely my second favorite. I like it, it's very wearable, it's very modern and current. My number one, and this is just me personally, is Supreme, because they've added some fruity notes, and it's a berry, like wild berries, strawberries, raspberries, blackcurrant, which if you're a regular here you'll know I love those notes. And it reminds me a little bit of Britney Spears' Midnight Fantasy, which was one of my favorite perfumes. Reminds me a bit of my Empress perfume. So Supreme is my personal favorite because it's the original with all these fruity notes. And then just to finish off that bucket, the Good Girl Légère is kind of like a lighter version of the original, where it's more about the white florals. It doesn't have the sweetness and it's lighter. And personally, I actually would put that last in my ranking list, because this perfume, you want strength, and I don't think this one like gives you, maybe if a hot weather, but it's just like a more boring version of the original, so I'm ranking it last. So next in my ranking is Very Good Girl Glam. So Very Good Girl Glam is a cherry fragrance with rose and that sweet vanilla. You do get the cherry, you do smell the cherry. It's not one of the best cherry fragrances, but it's fun, it's fruity, it's lighthearted. It doesn't have the seriousness of the original. You could wear this more during the day, in the summer, and it's just fun, and I like the bottle because it's pink and sparkly. There's then a new version of this, which I'm ranking next, which is Very Good Girl Elixir. Now this is a cherry fragrance, but rather than being a red cherry, it's a black cherry. So it's much deeper, darker, almost a bit tobacco-y, the scent. It reminds me a bit of Kayali and Love First Burning Cherry. Much more intense, again, more like sexy, more evening. Whereas Glam, Very Good Girl Glam is more day. I'd say this is more evening, more deeper, darker. It doesn't have the joyful lightheartedness of a red cherry. Black cherry is much more serious, I think. And I just got this, it's brand new, just came out. I've been trying it and it is performing well. I can really smell it. It is a little bit sickly, it's a bit intense. You have to really want to smell like black cherry. But these are all intense fragrances, really. Most of them do project and quite well. So next I'm gonna put just original Very Good Girl. So this comes in a red bottle. So this is a lychee and rose fragrance. Now lychee and rose are two notes which complement each other really well. There's a bunch of perfumes that are very similar to this, lychee and rose. Parfum de Molly Delina is lychee and rose, and I believe it made by the same perfumer, Quentin Biche. I have a video on him. Angel Nova, again, lychee rose. These are all very similar. It lasts okay. It doesn't last as well as Delina or the Angel one in my view, but if you like rose, this is like a more modern rose. Adding lychee adds a slight sourness, a bit of fruitiness, makes it a bit more modern, and then rose is like the star of the show underneath. So next on my list is Very Good Girl Blush. I found this personally a little bit boring. It's a vanilla, slightly powdery vanilla, but I found it a bit bland, like it needs more of a top note for me personally. So when you spray it, you get a little, straight away, a bit of a bergamot lemony top note, and that fades super quickly. And then you're left with this like warm vanilla powdery light scent with a bit of a floral peony, but the peony is such a delicate note peony, and here it just doesn't really come through enough. The vanilla overpowers it. So it's kind of pretty floral, like quite a flat vanilla. Quite daytime and a bit lighter than all the others as well. So it's like the youngest sister that's like a bit timid and I don't know, not that exciting, I guess. They did then release a Good Girl Blush Elixir, which is next on my list. This one has better projection, but it has a lot of ylang ylang in, which I don't personally like. I find it a little bit dated, flowery. And then you've got the vanilla in the base again. It just feels a bit boring and flat. And I need something like the cherry or something to lift it. So the two blush ones for me are at the bottom along with the Legere. So I hope that helps demystify the range. In terms of this new one, Elixir, that just came out, Very Good Girl Elixir, it is Soki approved because it's definitely strong, you can really smell it. If you like black cherry, you'll like this. So definitely a Soki approved one. And I think in general, most of the Good Girl fragrances I think are good. Like even Legere is not a bad fragrance. Like these do have pretty good performance, except the blush. And I do recommend them. They are definitely very on trend. Obviously the unique, oh, this just flew off. The unique bottle obviously really stands out. But it's definitely a very confusing range, and I don't know how they expect anyone to understand it if they don't like think about it all day every day like I do with perfumes and make notes and stuff. So yeah, let me know what your favorite is. Have you tried them all? Let me know your rankings of them all. Let me know in the comments, and like I said, I'll leave the links down below to where you can get these around the world, and my discount code for Look Fantastic as well. But that's it guys, so thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.